Welcome, Leo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your May full moon reading. This is inspired by the full moon on the 15th, 16th, depending on where you are, in 25 degrees of Scorpio. And we're continuing on with the theme of deep listening to our experiences, those feelings that were generated by particularly difficult experiences that limited our sense of potential and possibility. So, if you enjoy this reading, if you find it useful, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I thank all of you that do, that have been supportive of me. I enjoy your comments immensely. Thank you. So let's get started, Leo, with overall energy for the May full moon. It's the Judgment card. The Judgment card is indicating a unique opportunity, a phenomenal opportunity you are experiencing. Leo, you've been experiencing this for a while, and this is in alignment with the call to your purpose. This is where you have been given an opportunity to revisit some experience, relationship, or event in your life that never met its potential, whose potential you thought you recognized but was never brought to fruition at the time. You have a chance now to do this correctly, to do over, to correct your former perception of something and to balance it, bring it to full and successful completion. This is a wonderful opportunity for a rebirth. In the 10th house, you have the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune is indicating for you, Leo, that you are having a favor. You're being favored by the energies in the universe. The universe is recognizing your efforts, your consistent efforts that may have been challenged, met by opposition, and you have persevered throughout those challenges and those difficulties, so that at this time the universe is giving you back. It's an experience at this time of a kind of positive karma, that you are now receiving the same kind of encouragement, attention, and support that you have provided to others in the past. So some opportunity, something that you want to work on or you have been working on is going to receive an unprecedented level of success. The 10th house is where others see you, your social position in the world. So this is something that will be very visible and likely lead to at least a quotient of fame or acknowledgement, recognition. The first house, the Hierophant, is where you are cultivating an openness about the lessons that you have learned. You are recognizing that your ability to cultivate the activity of learning and desiring to understand better is something that you have had to grow into. You have matured into this recognition that we all must ask for guidance, help, and support in our efforts to better understand our experience and the possibilities moving forward. In this particular instance, you not only are learning, opening to learning from whoever you respect as teachers, a teacher, but you're able to share that experience with others. Teach what you have learned. In the 4th house, we have the Death card. So far, all cards have been major arcana, Leo, so this is indicating your not only tremendous growth at this time, but the Death card is indicating where you have released released and let go, very much in alignment with the planetary energies of this full moon. Uncomfortable experiences, things that no longer serve you, and that includes alliances, letting go of unfavorable or unsupportive relationships does not necessarily mean ending them. If you are properly, if you are listening to those experiences, those individuals or opportunities that came into your life to teach you something may continue to serve that purpose in their presence in your life. However, you are cutting away those negative, unsupportive energies that are taking away or distracting you from the you that is blossoming and developing at this time. So you were cutting away the old and opening yourself up and making space, particularly your memory, your history, your self history is really clear, making space for growth rather than a focus on what hasn't worked. In your seventh house of significant relationships, we have the Eight of Swords. And this is where I see your anxiety, your worry, your concern for not being enough, being anxious that you are not prepared for to give equitably in your relationships. And that can be relationships with work or projects or anything that you are beginning and you are growing and building. This is where you bring a worry and a fear of negative experiences from your past, anticipation, anxiety, and this is where you are bound up in your own head in these significant relationships. They can be with an individual, a partner. They can also be with an audience, clientele, your students, your customers. This relationship is one-on-one in the sense of your relationship to another body or entity of relationships. I'm going to clarify, starting at the first house. The Hierophant card is clarified by the Four of Swords and the Nine of Swords. So the Hierophant is where you are recognizing that you have more to learn. And the Four of Swords is really in alignment with this lunar eclipse that we are experiencing as part of the full moon. And that is your ability to self-heal. And as a result of the understanding that you are gaining of individual challenges, particular challenges, as you continue now to move up a new ladder of creation, there's also a realization of the incredible difficulties, even damage that you have sustained through your intimate relationships. The fear that has generated in your ongoing attempts to establish harmony in your relationships have very much been shadowed by this sense of this internalized sense that the damage, external damage you have experienced is actually a part of who you are. You are, however, jettisoning this idea on a deep level. You are definitely rejecting the idea that your external misfortunes or failures have anything at all to do with who you are as a person. You are releasing those ideas, but at a tremendous cost to your physical being, and to your sense of possibility moving forward. This is you reaching the bottom. This is you recognizing that you can go there. And this deep diving is immensely yielding and opening up and clarifying a lot of space for newness. But this is feeling like a depletion, like an exhaustion, and that is affecting your ongoing ability to communicate in a way that is feels safe with your intimates. So you are still very much challenged by your desire to understand these uncomfortable experiences in keeping with the global necessity of our universal healing. The death card is being clarified by the star in the fifth house and the world in the sixth house. So there's even a visual contrast here between this heavy head work, this desire to understand, this ability for our rational mind to wrap itself around our feelings and the feelings, their impact on our bodies and our awareness of who we are. The death card is opening up a sense of hopefulness for you. The hopefulness is impacting upon your intimate relationships that are among peers, your friends, your lovers, your children. The ability to weather and sustain this difficult self-inquiry, this deep curiosity about these uncomfortable experiences has really opened up and created a sense of hopefulness for you about your creative capacity. This is sparking new ideas that can be fulfilled in collaboration, and setting your sights on achievement at a new level of excellence and expertise. So your target is achievement that is fulfilling and serving others. But that service or product that you work towards with others is something whose quality you are considering and tweaking. The details of that are very fundamental to your appreciation of this hopeful new resources that you now recognize through your experiences of rejection, letting go and releasing, really focusing your lens away from your own personal experiences onto the capacity and opportunities for growth in your external experience. The Eight of Swords here is being clarified by the Eight of Pentacles and the Fool card in the ninth house. So the Eight of Pentacles in the eighth house is talking about, despite the anxiety and worry that you may be bringing to possibilities in your relationships, maybe it's building new clientele, building new relationships with students or customers, understanding better, planning your collaboration in partnerships. You are releasing much of that anxiety, channeling a lot of that concern and attention into the physical crafting opportunity that you have with the Eight of Pentacles. This is you developing, actually putting into practice this desire for a better quality of service and product that you now recognize you are capable of in collaboration with your teammates, your co-workers, your peers. This is actually you implementing the steps to do the work that is improving, elevating these services and products. This is you strategizing and working with focus that ensures success as you move forward to developing these resources that will be shared by others. The ninth house, the Fool, is indicating a deep liberation for you. And this is in the area of your cultural and spiritual aspirations. This is in the arena of your expansion into the world. And by the world, I mean not simply your community, your organization, your location, but this is your ability to communicate and be open up to a new experience of collaboration across the planet with new unfamiliar cultures and ideas that you now are feeling capable of taking what you've learned, what you've been able to achieve onto a new journey, onto a new road. I definitely see some travel for you, Leo, quite possibly. I see you certainly researching and exploring new locations, from a home to a business, a more expanded and global understanding of your networking throughout the world and those opportunities that will be generated for the work that you do. The Wheel of Fortune in the 10th house is clarified by the Hangman and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I do feel like this new opportunity, this risk that you are willing to take in terms of your communication more broadly, the sharing of information and communion with people cross-culturally in other locations around the globe, in more distant arenas in higher education, publication that has a greater reach than what you have aspired to before. You are willing to take the products and or services, the work that you do, and distribute that more widely. This is something you're deeply interested in, and you are researching this through your global associations, your political, social alignments, your humanitarian efforts. You are pausing to strategize and plan a way to implement this new perspective that you are gaining, this new interest in sharing and globalizing what it is you know and what it is you can learn. The Knight of Swords in the 12th house is indicating that this process that you are undergoing, that is captured in many ways by this lunar eclipse in Scorpio, is continuing your efforts at learning new ways to communicate, gathering new information, being open to unexpected, unrequested perhaps, information or opportunities that feel imposed on us, recognizing what we can learn from those and really facilitating the conversations and the flow of ideas so that something new is being explored, new opportunities, unexpected, perhaps the direction that you are moving in with your work, your ideas, your creations is completely a turnabout for you and is offering you a completely new experience that was unanticipated except for some of the events and changes that we have been experiencing on a global level. And I'm definitely getting something around the impact of technology on the work that you do, on even your individual expression, ways in which you can utilize the technology to communicate more broadly. I'm going to finish off this reading, Leo, with a botanical inspiration and hope again that you've enjoyed this reading, that you're finding it useful, and liking and subscribing to this channel. Commenting is always welcome. I love hearing your thoughts, and sharing what I do so that I can continue to do more is welcome. The daffodil or the narcissus flower, the key words are rebirth and new beginnings. And Lao Tzu says, new beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. I'm going to leave that with you here for now. Thank you for your time and attention, Leo. Until next time, namaste.